I love my life. It's really good. The best. I wake up in the morning before the sun comes up to make soup. Sometimes I enjoy a nice piece of toast, put on my stretchy pants, and wrestle with my neighbor. And on the best days, I get to listen to Dave and Juan. This is one of those best days because this is Dave and Juan.
And 3, 2, 1.
As I'm scratching my face on the countdown.
Well, that's right.
Yeah.
How you doing, everybody? Good to see you again. I can't see you. You can see us, but you know how this works. I'm Dave.
And I'm Juan.
This is Dave and Juan.
More time.
Yeah, we get worse at that every week.
We could be like did you watch Romper Room as a kid?
Romper. Oh, that was Miss Linda?
Yeah. Who had the magic mirror at the end, and I see so-and-so.
Oh, man.
And look, man, it was a different time then.
You
never saw Juan. I was waving at the TV. I was screaming. She never saw me, man.
There are so many inappropriate jokes I can make right now, but we vowed that this podcast is going to be clean. It's not going to be mean. Well, it's going to be, but man, there's some funny.
Yeah, the lady on Romper Room, and it was like when you go to the beach or anywhere and you go to the souvenir store that they've got all the little crap with kids' names on it.
Yeah,
never had my name. Now, dude, you could find there's not a thing you can't find in the store without my name on it.
Dude, there you go. You got upgraded.
That's right. When I don't care.
Hey, next time I'm in some cheesy, whether it's a Cracker Barrel, I don't know if Cracker Barrel has those anymore, but wherever we are, whenever I'm at a beach, I'm gonna look for a Juan keychain for you.
Yeah. About 10 years ago, we were somewhere, and my son came up, found a knife, and he said, "Hey, I got one with your name on it." And he gave it to him, and it wasn't my name. It was. I'll leave that out.
That's the son. That's the son you don't see much anymore, I guess. I'm guessing. Well, my name is not exactly tough to find. I never had that problem. David was pretty much on everything, but
it's probably not as easy as Juan is now, though.
No, you're right. You're right. Looking at this, so this is kind of cool. Right before we went on, you sent me this, and I'll do I'm just holding it up right here for the camera. But I'll put it up after.
We're now officially on Apple Podcast.
We're on the Apple Podcast. Dave and Juan, more time. And I did the search and it pulled up and man, look out.
As of mere minutes ago. So you can listen, you don't have to watch. But
my wife, that's the thing. My wife has been on me we've been doing this 4 months, I guess, whatever episode this is. And she says, "You just need to do audio. Just do audio." And I'm telling her, is that a nice way of you saying that you don't want to look at me and Juan when we're doing this? Yeah, it is fun. The funny thing happening now, we were talking about this off air, is that we take things for granted. We think you first start doing these, you record, put it out there, and you figure everybody's going to watch it. That's going to watch. And people are discovering, it's funny to me now, 3-4 months in, the people that are just now saying, "Hey, how long you been doing this?"
Yeah.
Well, it says
week 16 for.
Yeah. It's once a week for, again, but I get it.
No, but that's okay.
I don't expect, you start getting responses from people.
Somebody from your high school.
That's
this
funny.
week.
One of my best friends growing up. Yeah, because what's funny is people are responding and asking and commenting on things that happened a couple 3 months ago. And here's what's really funny, because we have lives and we do this once a week, and that's you do it. Stuff that I already forgot about. People are referencing things, and I'm like, We talked about that. We said that. It made me laugh. Was we talked about altar boys, right? We talked about being
Yeah,
altar
that was a
boys.
lot. I didn't even, yeah, I
Yeah, I
remember
totally
that
forgot we did that. In my a good friend of mine said that, and I didn't know this. I'm 55 years old, dude. I had me and this guy were best friends. What, 45 years ago? And he told me, he said, "Yeah, I never could be an altar boy because you were an altar boy, and my mom knew we would cut up, so she never let him become an altar boy."
You can't be bad in church when you're an altar boy.
I can't believe I'm learning this 40 something years later. I feel a little bad about that. I can't.
Actually, blamed. Right, it could have been his spiritual calling.
You could have been a priest. Could have been a priest.
He was called to service.
But no. But the mom was smart enough to realize you two idiots aren't getting no. No. I ever told you that one? I got fussed at because this was back, and we were good. Look, different levels of trouble. We were good kids. We didn't do anything. We weren't destructive. We weren't. But yeah, you kids, you play around, and we'd have to be in church sometimes, picking up things or doing things, and along the way, I figured out. Wait a minute, you just turn. There's the mic, right? So the church is empty, and you just walk up to the. To the lectern.
Echo in there.
Oh man, and I forget who. I think I remember one or two of the friends that were in there with me, and I decided I was going to auction off the church. and I got up there and I was doing, hey, whatever I'm doing, and Father Foley, God bless Father Foley, man, he came up from the back. Woo! He was not a happy man.
Alone. You're not.
He was not a happy man. I think he called me a jackass. In
church.
Yeah, but that's about the worst you ever. He was a great guy, but stop being such a jackass. And he didn't sound like that. I don't know why. I don't know. All my accents are Nacho Libre these days. I'm stuck on Nacho.
There were, altar boy stories are some of the, the best. I think I talked about before. Maybe I was telling it to somebody else. The priest that I grew up with like a chain smoker and probably, the non-filtered cigarettes, but we would have a swimming party every year in the summer, and nobody could come close to beating him in holding your breath contest. The dude had like emphysema, but could hold his breath for 3 minutes. That was a highlight. Come on, you new boys, you can beat Father Miley. You can't do it.
Oh my gosh, that is so funny. Saying they never let you do that these days.
Because he'd sit there all day drinking beer at the party while we're just swimming and stuff. And then,
God,
all right, time for the holding the breath contest.
We once a year would go up to camp. I forget where the camp was, but it was around Covington, Louisiana, and there was a creek. And when you're on the bayou, you back then we didn't swim in that dirty old bayou, but you get up to this creek wherever we were. And it was clean water, kind of nice.
Mm-hmm.
We would have, and there was clay. Again, it's so funny the things that as a bayou rat that you just wait. There's like clean water, and
it's not mud,
and you can get in it and play around in it, and there are rocks, and then there's clay. So guess what? A bunch of altar boys are going to do when you have the situation, man. We'd have massive clay fights. I mean, two different teams like war. And it's amazing nobody lost an eye or we would go out. It was just and it was a blast. We talk about that all year long. All year long we'd be talking about next clay fight, look out. Look out. These days we got kids that are stuck, it's instant gratification on everything. Oh, yeah. We were planning clay fights in a creek 6 months out and enjoying it, planning it out. I remember even having one of my friends got a piece of paper out, and we were like through memory talking about where the creek was and where the turns were, and
trying to find the best spot to make the clay.
Oh man, look out. Like military minds back then.
That's right. Yeah, you couldn't look up the internet. You couldn't look up anything on the internet as to the best way to retrieve and compact clay.
That's right. That'd be fun to do now. If I can get out, however many of those guys are still around. All right, let's go have a clay fight.
Yeah, first guy to get hit, it's done.
That's right. Let's see how many, tear a rotator cuff. But it would, talking about high school and folks catching up with you, you were kidding about You got a
Yeah.
reunion. You got a reunion coming up, but it's
Yeah,
funny.
well,
It's not. It's
yeah.
it's a weird reunion. What are you doing?
It's my yeah, and I don't ever, it's like it's the 41st. Well, it's not the 41st reunion. It's the 41st anniversary of me graduating from
There you
high
go.
school. So I graduated in 1980. So I don't know why you call it yeah, but anyway, who cares? And 41's an odd year. And so you can sit down and say, well, 40 got COVIDed. So they postponed it. But in reality, we had a reunion 5 years ago. We had a 36th instead of a 35. And the beauty of this is because apparently, if you're from Assumption High, all of the Assumption High reunions are at the Clarion Hotel in Gonzales. And it was booked that summer.
Wait.
So, or I don't know, it was under construction or something. So
wait,
we
it has to
waited till
be
the next year. I don't know. I don't know. But trust me, if ever you're home and you hear somebody who from Assumption High that says, "Hey, I got my high school reunion this weekend," you drive on down the I-10, take the LA 30 exit, and go check it out.
The Clarion.
They're there.
The Clarion Hotel.
The Clarion Hotel, man. Right
how many people show up at your reunions now?
Not many.
Do you go? Are you?
Oh yeah.
You want? People are of both minds on that. Some people wouldn't miss them for the world. I would go. I would, but it's a bit more of a commitment for me, right? I'm 6-7 hours away, so but I'd do it if work allowed. And
the biggest challenge is, and it may be the same in your high school. I mean, I think this may be an over-exaggeration, but I don't think it is. I think the majority of people who graduated from Assumption or with me still live there. So they see each other pretty darn regularly.
See you at the Clarion.
Yeah. But they're at the ballpark in Plottonville and which is a very ritualistic thing.
I look at small towns everywhere. Everywhere you go, I say this. We grow up thinking a lot of the stuff about the Bayou or whatever. And yes, there are things about the Bayou that are absolutely, man, that's just Bayou. That ain't nowhere in the country you're gonna find that. But a lot of things are common, and small towns, people have a tendency to they stay close. It's just human nature. You stay 100%. And a lot of us that leave because just for opportunity. Yeah. That's the thing about a small town. Small towns tend to not have, right. So that's what happens. But I'm sure the same thing. Most of my graduating class is probably within a 30-minute drive of where we all lived. But it's cool. I forget. I think I made 10. And I don't know. I don't remember if I was still in Louisiana then. I don't think I was. Because I know one trip I came back from Georgia, and I must have wanted to be there. 10, I think I made 10 and 20. I think 20 was pretty good. They kind of blur, and I haven't been able to make any one since then. But I'd like to try. I'm not sure when the next one's coming up, because I've heard.
I mean, they're fun. We always get Barry Bros Boogie Box. DJ
Barry Bros Boogie Box. Was Buddy and them booked? I mean, that's
they might have been.
Shout out to Don Graham. I'm gonna drop that little nugget in as many podcasts as I can. So yeah, I'm not sure. I forgot who. I don't think I don't think we had a band. We might have had. I'm sure they had a DJ the stuff. Again, I haven't been since 20, and I forget how many. I must be 30. They're coming up 35. I don't. Jeez.
Yeah,
whatever. I'm so much younger than you. That's the issue. I mean, it's like we're from different generations.
Yeah, I'm just immature.
Yeah, But
do you remember a lot about high school? Was high school a good thing?
Yes and no.
It was okay. I don't remember a ton.
I joke with, and it's a joke now. I just, everybody has their times of the life that, to me, junior high, 7th, 8th, really 7th and 8th grade, maybe not 9th grade as much, was the worst. Those are the worst. That's just the worst time ever. I feel whenever I meet, and people are different, right? But whenever I meet anybody that if they're at that age, I just want to say, oh, bro, it gets better. It gets like, trust me, it gets better. High school I think high school you survived, right? High school, that was my attitude about high school. I did my thing, had friends, the friends I had, and it really was, to me, just. And when I say I kept my head down, other people say I'm crazy. They're just like, what are you talking about? You were like, you never shut up. You're like, but I felt in high school that I was, again, head on a swivel. You still got the jerks in there that want to mess with you, right? You still.
I stayed in my lane. Kind of.
I think so. I think I don't, I can tell you one thing. I never think about it. I mean, that's the other, my kid, not both my kids are out now. They're, college age and stuff, but that's what I tell them. These father-son conversations we used to have with various things going on. I would tell them, I know this is going to sound stupid. None of this matters.
Yeah.
None of it. It matters, but it doesn't matter.
It matters now in the scheme of things.
Yeah. It's not. Yeah. In fact, feel bad for anybody who's peaking now.
Yeah.
Right. If that was your, but then I still remember a story. One of my best friends told me about, his dad, and his dad's, I think, 40th. Might've been, did you say it's your 40th?
41st.
I'm sorry, assumption. We're
a little different.
Yeah, we didn't know the hotel was going to be booked that day. I also love how the fact that you were just locked into apparently one weekend. That's you guys are like
I think it was like
you guys are like the Swallows from Capistrano.
I think it was under renovation, like the place that you rent within the hotel. I think it was under renovation for that whole summer.
Man. I think that was a pretty good joke we just walked on, man. You're like the Swallows of Capistrano coming back at the same time every year to the Clarion. I don't know if that was funny or not. I'm gonna have to look up to see whether I got that reference right. Mm-hmm. You ever do that? You're like, I think that was funnier than it should have been. That was funnier than I thought it was going to be. But he told my friend, his son, that the cool thing about the later reunions is that people are mellowed out. You're actually glad to see everybody.
Yeah.
The competition's gone. I remember the 10-year reunion. Oh man, 10-year reunion was bit. 10-year reunion was just like going back to high school with a few more pounds on everybody and the same cliques, the same, right. You kind of played nice, but you knew the same people that you didn't like, you still don't like.
Right. And that's it. I remember
they're raising kids that you probably wouldn't like. They're raising kids that would not be friends with your kids either.
Yeah. When it was, around 2025.
Yeah.
It was really, that was when it started getting good because you didn't care. It was okay that you didn't remember everybody's name.
I look forward to that. I look forward to being able to just like say, I apologize. There are people I didn't know when I was in high school. That's the thing too. I remember that. I vividly remember people that I look at the picture and say, I did not know. Really? We graduated together. Wow. Okay. And that's not me. That's not me pretending that like, oh man, I wasn't paying. Wow. I did not know you. Okay. You did a better job than me of keeping your head down.
Yeah.
Well done.
Like you said, yeah.
Well done, Waldo. You hit well.
Yeah. It doesn't, because, at 10-year, you're still trying to impress people. I remember because we've done them every 5. And that was when I was probably the most egotistical.
At 10?
It seems, no, like at the 5.
Oh,
because
you did a 5?
Yeah.
Oh man, 5. You're just getting out of college.
Right. And I was still living that college mentality. And I think it was like 8 to midnight. And I said, 8 to freaking midnight. Why would I go anywhere before 11?
Oh, geez.
And so
because it's called the adult. It's called adulthood.
Yeah, being that stupid jerk I think I showed up about 11. And then I was like, oh man, that's pretty cool. I should have come at 8.
Yeah. Looked like everybody's having a pretty good time.
They didn't miss me.
Apparently not. They didn't. You didn't pull up saying, "Hey y'all, party starting.
Let it begin.
Let the party start." No, we got a babysitter. We got to go. We're nice seeing you. Yeah. What was your name again? Yeah. Magic Juan or whatever. Juan. Oh man, but it's all good. All good. So yeah, I'm sure we have one coming up. I'm gonna try to make it. It gets spooky. Spooky might not be the right word. A little melancholy when that list. They always talk about like classmates that aren't here anymore.
Yeah.
That gets real, right? That gets real where you just, whoa. And at first, and that's the thing. We talked about this, I don't think on the air before, but about, as you get older, you just get to that age where, like 10, 15, 20 years ago, if something were to happen to one of us, it'd have been like, oh man, that's young. Then you get to a certain age and it's like, it happened.
Yeah. A little young, but
that's right. It's not,
not
it's not
that unheard of.
He had a good life. He was good. He did all right.
Yeah.
He had a good run. It was all good.
He almost hit 60.
It's
pretty good.
You try to do it, man.
Yeah. What you going to do?
Okay. So everybody's got a story, Walmart stories. And I love me some Walmart. Love me some Walmart.
I like Walmart, man.
Look, they've been good to me, business-wise and stuff. And I've got friends there and I love, but look, that's reality. That is it. People make all the fun you want. You want to see what's going on in your town, your area. Okay, where you live. You want to see with the population, it's in Walmart.
Yeah.
Everybody used to talk about, Walmart shop. No. Everybody shops Walmart. All right.
It's part of the reason I tell you that I'm not a fan of Baton Rouge, because I don't enjoy the people in the Walmart closest to me as much as I did at the Walmart in Prairieville. That is a great point.
Yeah. If you're looking to move to a town,
yeah, go to Walmart.
Go to Walmart. Yeah. Go hang out.
I like that idea, man.
Go hang out, man. We're gonna have to spot that one and just when you are scoping out a town to live in, go hang out in the Walmart. Yeah, and if you look around and you say, I could put up with this, all right, then that's a place to be. If Walmart scares you, or you just like, what planet did I step? That's So I don't know. Our local Walmart, it's borderline, and look, I guarantee you, they're probably looking at me thinking the same thing, right? I'm not exactly, but I'm in Walmart, and it's a mistake. You don't go on a Sunday like mid-afternoon. We thought we had some time, wanted to pick up a couple things, and the self, and our Walmart has a self-checkout area. It's probably got like 6, 7, 8 stations to self-checkout. The line for that was probably 30, 35 feet. Okay. So there are other, like they still have, some cashiers. There may have been 6, 7, 8 of those open, and they all have 8, 9.
I think that's the most stressful part of any shopping endeavor.
Dude, it took longer to check out than it did to shop. And I was shopping with my wife, and that ain't a fast thing. That's the other thing. You talk about as compatible as we are in certain things. She's got a different mindset. She shops. I buy. Like when I hit a store,
as long as
buy.
I can push the buggy, I'm okay.
No, man, I'm on a search and destroy and get out mission when I get into a store. I'm not.
No, we went to, not to divert from Walmart, but this is the week leading up to Father's Day, so we went, and it's the whole deal. Okay, let's go such and such a store. Show me, pick out. I said, I don't care. I don't,
Yeah.
Then it's all right. Yeah, I like those shoes. Those are fine. Then let's look at pants. I said, yeah, those are fine. Those are fine. Then when we're leaving, Jerry says, well, I feel like we didn't do a good job. And I said, what the hell are you talking about? We did a great job, man. We were in and out in 10 minutes.
It cracks my wife up. I tell her I'm going to swing by the store. Do you need anything? Or I'm going to the store. Do you need anything? And she'll say, oh, she'll give me a list. And I'm back before she's probably done thinking about what's on the list. I got whatever she says, you so fast in there? I'm like, yeah, because I am not, I'm getting going. So we go to checkout, and I tell her, look, you pick the lane, because I have a talent. I will find. It might not be the slowest moving checkout lane before I get to it, but you'll
jinx it.
Oh, it's going to happen. So I tell her, I said, you pick where, and she chose the lane, and I was like, it was funny, but to my credit, I looked at it and went, And she, what happens is she judges the cashier. She looks and sees, she tries to find out which cashier. She's always said that, find the cashier that looks the most competent. And I think that used to work, But now everything is so automated and,
Yeah.
and things like that. I look at the customers and I look for what I think are going to be problem customers. And my goodness, I was looking, thinking, I think we got some problem customers in front of us. Man, we had some problem customers in front of us.
Wait,
And
that just rang up at 81 cents. It was 79
it
cents.
wasn't
in
so
the
much
aisle.
that the first one, there was a family and there was either there was 3 or 4 people there. And I think they did 4 or 5 different transactions. You know what I'm saying? You know that thing where pay it and look, don't get me wrong. There may be a good reason for doing that. And if it's purely a budgeting thing, I am not that guy. I'm just like,
but
okay.
then that you can't judge the line if one person counts for 5.
And it took, and this is not an exaggeration. It took about 10 minutes. And because I think they had some issues with some stuff, whatever. And I'm thinking when they finally cleared out and we're still a little bit behind, I'm like, okay. And the next couple up, I don't know what they were doing, but it was all of a sudden they had a piece of paper. I don't know if it was some credit they had. I don't know what the thing, again, and I work around banking. I know a little bit about some things and I'm standing far enough away. And by at this point I'm going into my, woo, okay. And my wife, she gets, man, God love her. She gets so, shut up. And I'm just like, yay, I'll take your time. No, take your time.
Yeah. We got all day.
And what happens is, and then there's people behind us and another family behind us. And they were kind of funny. They were using language and not about that. You ever be around people that are saying certain words and certain references that you're like, wow, we can say that in public? Like, I don't want to be that guy.
Probably not.
To turn around and say, really, man? What, did I step into like a Showtime special? Like, we got some strong stuff going on here. So that's going on behind me, and we're waiting. And I'm not exaggerating. We're probably into 15 minutes in line now, waiting on. And this poor cashier, and I feel for her. And my thing is, everybody blames the cashier. I know it's not her fault. And she had something she couldn't do. She had whatever these people had, and they're standing there and they're not even turning around, making eye contact. They know, like, oh, they probably can hear me. And I'm not even being mean. I'm just like, so the cashier walks off and I'm like, oh, this is beautiful. And every other line now is as long. Like I think Cindy said we saw people come in, they got in line that left. We were like,
oh, they did their whole grocery shopping and got out.
She went stand in another line.
I've done that where
she went stand the next line and I'm waiting. And this lady goes and she finds some assistant manager or something. I could see her talking and she comes back and she's kind of standing there at the cashier's thing. And about another 2 minutes goes by. Nothing's happening. And the people behind me are still talking and I'm turning around to them. Now I'm just like looking at them saying, well, wait, can you believe this, man? So I'm just making friends, right? Turn back around and I'm feeling for this cashier. And then she tries to find something else and another manager or whoever, somebody else, whatever. She explains stuff. She comes back. Nobody's there. Another couple minutes go by. Dude, we're like in line now. I'm looking at we're 20 minutes. I'm standing in this line. And then I just decide, all right, because she's standing there and I can tell and I feel for her. She's standing there trying to figure out what's going on. I just walked up there and said, ma'am, I want to tell you something. They're not going to help you. They're not coming. Who do you need to talk to? I will go find them. Tell me, who are you looking for? Honestly, I want to help you. I know it's not your fault. I will go find someone to help you. And I'm saying, and I'm saying it loud enough that people can hear. I want to help you. Who is ignoring you? Let me help you. Guess what?
People showed up.
Oh, all right. And I turned back around and the inappropriate language people back here, they look at me like I'm a hero. Like
Golf clap.
And I'm not looking for that. I'm just like, I just kind of smiled and I looked at them and said, yeah, I'm sorry. I was calm for the first 20 minutes because they've been standing, they knew.
Yeah.
And they had this young guy, he might've been in his teens, maybe early 20s. And I heard him after I turned around because he was talking loud enough. He says, man, that guy's my spirit animal. I love that. I told my wife after, I said, all right, that made the Walmart trip worthwhile. I'm that dude's spirit animal. He's like, I like that. Go take control. Go help some people. And I told her after we checked out and I told her, I said, ma'am, I know that wasn't your fault. I said, I know that. And she was like, thank you. I'm like, okay. So Yeah.
Yeah, I've done, I know it's hard to believe I'll make sarcastic comments in those situations, or, where
Yeah.
I'll say, I'll give you $50 if you get out of the line now. Or I've done stuff in the express lane where, it's like 13 items and they got more. So I'll start counting out loud as
You're looking for it.
as the cashier scans them. And when they get to
Yeah.
13, I said, that's it. Stop. Gotta stop. Put the rest back.
Oh man. Okay, where you and I are different. I'm normally armed. I don't know if you.
No.
No.
I'm
Are you a
just armed with
Taekwondo guy?
mouth. No.
Yeah, you're a Taekwondo. I do find my willingness to be verbal directly tied to where I'm at. Are you?
I'm just not big.
Are you carrying or not?
No.
I'm a peacemaker.
Was,
I'm a peacemaker.
Today was just a hectic day, and it's like, all right, I went and bring something from work to my church client that, other stuff they needed wasn't ready, but I just needed to get out of the office, so I had an excuse to leave early. And so I even told him that. I said, this is kind of like a double sin, I'm using the church to lie, to leave early from work.
You're doing the Lord's work.
That's right. But so then I'm driving home, and I passed by our favorite snowball stand. And there's usually a long line, probably because I'm not typically there during work hours.
Correct.
So I turned in, and right around the time I turned in, like a family turns in. And I said, oh man.
It's a race. It's a race.
So then the kid jumps out of the car first, and I'm like, you're not getting under that window before everybody else. So I'm like, kid beats me to the window, but then the dad's not there, so I just kind of took my place. You can't pay.
Kid, you got money? You got money?
Yeah.
You ain't got. It's like the poor lady that shows up at church trying to save a whole pew for her family that ain't been to church since Easter. Sorry, I feel for you, but hey, kid, guess what? You know what you're gonna watch me do? You're gonna watch Mr. Juan get a snowball.
Yeah, that's right. I got it. In and out before they were good and in line.
Thought about you last night because I'm bad this way. When I have work to do, doing a little work, don't feel like doing it, just looking for a reason to, and I start going down different rabbit trails on YouTube and things, and I started reconnecting with one of our favorite shows last night, live from Daryl's house.
Oh, love.
Yeah, Daryl Hall. And it was bad. Look, it was at its best early. So it's like anything else. It was good. It was good towards the end.
There are shows on there or guests, if you will, on there that haven't necessarily been fans of.
Right.
But to see it in a different way.
No, check out. Yeah. And if you don't know what we're talking about, it's live from Daryl's house. And I think it went to,
it's on Axis.
Is it now? Because it used to be just totally online. He started it, I think, as a YouTube situation. Yeah. And couple things I was reminded of watching it last night. First of all, Daryl Hall is so underrated. Daryl Hall. And I'll give a shout out there because back in the day, Hall & Oates was never really my thing. They won duo. It was always used to laugh about that. Why did the Grammys give duo, like that was duo of the year? Hey, you got singer of the year, you got band of the year.
Yeah.
Duo, really? That's like same thing with Brooks and Dunn. They won like 1,015 awards for duos. Okay, but anyway, that was Hall & Oates, and so they were never my thing. They had a couple songs that I enjoyed, but these years later, those songs and hear him doing a lot of them live. I mean, dude's real.
He can sing, man.
He's good, but here's the thing about Daryl Hall too. You can tell that guy is a jerk.
They said that he and John Oates, even when they're still touring, they don't speak.
Yeah, you can tell Daryl Hall is an arrogant. He loves him some Daryl Hall. Okay, now. Here's the thing, and I'm watching this is how weird my mind is. I'm watching this and I'm thinking, oh, that guy's arrogant, but he deserves to be arrogant. Yeah. Like there are some guys that they're arrogant for no good reason. Like, bro, I don't know why you're so stuck on yourself because there's not a lot to get stuck on. Daryl Hall is the real deal. He's legit, but you can just tell, oh man, But I was watching him, and as good as he is, one of the ones I went to, he had Tommy Shaw of Styx.
Yeah.
Oh, look,
I saw that one.
that guy's in his 60s. I think
Yeah.
Tommy Shaw's in his 60s, maybe
Yeah.
mid to
Oh,
late
yeah,
60s.
Yeah. Daryl Hall might be
Still.
close to 70.
And I
too.
saw Tommy Shaw 2 years ago. Still hitting those notes. I mean, unbelievable. And exactly, he was singing. They were doing, I think, Renegade and something else. And Daryl Hall, look, can still hit notes.
Yeah.
And Tommy Shaw was like that next. Even Daryl Hall saying, "Dang, because I can do that falsetto. I can't do that."
The guy that plays on that episode, because that's a fairly recent one. Guy that plays lead guitar with Daryl Hall is from Thibodeau.
I think he went to Central Lafourche.
Did he? Okay.
Yeah,
from
I'm
the
almost
Bayou.
I'm almost positive, and we have to pull it up. But yeah, I'm pretty sure he's a Central Lafourche guy. Somehow got hooked up, and he's been with Daryl Hall for a while now. Awesome. And then the thing about YouTube, and again, that's why it's all designed to grab you, and next thing you know, 30 minutes have gone by, 45 minutes. And one that I will recommend, have you seen Tommy Shaw? And he did this thing
I
for
know
a
what
while.
you're talking about.
Sing for the Day was the concert they did with the
high school orchestra.
Gosh. Yeah. What was it? What was on Fooling Yourself? Angrium. Dude, that we have to figure out a way to put where people can find it. I will say that performance of that song is the most impressive performance I've seen in the past 5 years. It's
watching
amazing.
Some of that, and I like. Is it orchestral music? Is that the right word?
It is for us.
Yeah,
man, bro. So, they got some violins,
but
they got them big ones, the big violins. You know those things.
And
they don't play them like this. They don't doom 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 doom.
They actually play with the stick.
As I rip an ear. I'm not a physical comedian here.
So talking about places you live or lived or whatever. I saw Buckhead in Georgia. Isn't that you used to live there? They're trying to.
Yeah, I didn't live in Buckhead.
Like Northern Atlanta. Trying to.
We used to do a lot
place.
I used to do a lot of stuff in Buckhead, a lot of conferences, and beautiful. I love Buckhead, but yeah, it's Atlanta, and I actually like Atlanta, and I know I'm not supposed to because I was New Orleans, like New Orleans Saints, Atlanta Falcons. You're supposed to hate each other, but I mean, Atlanta was a great place. I loved being up there. But man, some stuff going on where
they a lot of crime.
Well, a lot of crime everywhere. Big part of sorry, Raceland. I thought about that joke. It's like would Thibodeau and Raceland break off from Lafourche? I don't know, man, or vice versa, or just stuff happens. But yeah, Buckhead and Buckhead. I think about what the things we used to do. That was actually probably the most. It's a tie. I'll tell the story the other time of the other part. Probably the tie of the most famous person I ever met. I want to say met in Buckhead's probably the most famous person I've ever been around. And I can't really say met because we maybe made eye contact and I acknowledged, but this person actually touched my wife, and she didn't physically, and she didn't know it. We had friends up from town while we were living up there, and we're staying in this place called the Hotel Nico. I think it's the Grand Hyatt now. It is in Buckhead, in town for a Saints Falcons game. We're waiting to go to dinner, and we're downstairs. It was kind of a cold night. We're down waiting in front of the hotel. Me and my friend Kurt waiting for a cab or something. So my wife and her best friend and her parents, my wife's best friend's parents, are standing up the stairways inside where it's warm. So we're standing there and talking to the doorman about famous people come through here, and these limos start pulling up, and I got excited. Hey, we're gonna see some famous people, some limos, all right? And the limos pull up to the side, and there's a wedding party. So so they start getting out, and I think the limos were like gray limos or something, and they're all getting out. So we're standing, and the other limo pulls up right in front of me and my friend. So close, we had to kind of back up. Because we were standing too close to the curb because we're idiots. But we had to back up. And
you wanted to congratulate the bride.
Yeah, I guess. I figured it was a wedding party, and the door opens up, and I step back and I see, and there's this little girl. I can see the little girl sitting in a seat, and then this guy leans over and picks her up and puts her on his shoulder, And he steps out, and my friend and I had to actually step back to let him out of the limo. And it was Bobby Brown.
Oh, wow.
It's Bobby Brown. And the baby was I guess Bobby Christina, I guess.
Bobby Christina?
Whatever the name. I guess they only had one.
Oh,
So,
okay.
Right. So he puts, but and I'm just, what up, Bob?
What up, Bobby?
Hey, man.
Start singing. What was the band he was in? Yeah. Doing your boy band.
Hey, that's right. Yeah, Bob.
Do that again, because I stepped on it. I would like to hear
No,
you.
no, I forget what the song was. I just remember he had some moves, man. I got some other stories too. Remind me next week when you have time. I'll talk about the friends that was working sound at one of his shows and the stuff that fell out of his pocket. But anyway, so hey, Bobby, and Bobby looks, what's up, man? And that was the most famous person I'd ever met, just kind of bumping in like that for about 3 seconds. Because because he steps out and I look at my friend saying, there's no way he's got the baby by himself. And as those words are coming out of my mouth, Whitney Houston gets up the other side and so I'm standing on this side of the limo. What's a limo? A limo's about 6 feet, 7 feet across.
Yeah.
She stands up, and I mean, she could have just had a halo. She was amazing, beautiful.
And this was when Whitney was still.
She was probably a couple, 3 years out of Bodyguard. I mean, yes,
okay.
it was. Oh, it was
so good Whitney. Good Whitney.
It was good Whitney. Like Bobby hadn't really, she hadn't gone down that path yet. Yeah. She was. I mean, some people you see them on TV and they're fixed up. Dude, stunning. And I just,
Did you scream, I will always love you?
No.
Yeah, you did.
No, I didn't. No, I didn't. I really couldn't say anything. I was just like, oh, hey. It's kind of funny. Like with Bobby Brown, I'm just like, hey, what's up, Bobby? Yeah, I got it. What's up, Bobby? Whitney Houston, I'm like, and Bobby had to hate that. Bobby was like a major star.
Yeah.
And then he
married Whitney.
Man, you the dude carrying the baby now. And so Whitney gets out and she turns around and she's nice. She's smiling. And she walks up and she saw the bridal party. And so she walked over to the bride. And I remember I was close enough to hear. And she was telling the bride, oh, God, you're so beautiful. And she's talking about, and I guarantee you, getting married was not the highlight of that woman's day. Like Whitney Houston said how pretty everything was. And then Whitney and Bobby go up the stairs to doors up there, and my wife and her friend are talking. They're oblivious. They're just talking. They're talking, to each other. And I'm like, and you don't want to be like, hey, Whitney's coming. It's Whitney Houston. Whitney Houston. It's walking your way. And they're talking. So the doors open, and Whitney Houston puts her hand on my wife, like politely, just literally didn't push her, but had to kind of get by, right? It was sort of crowded. Everybody's, my wife never acknowledges, never sees. And after it's all over, and when she came back down with the cab, I was asking her, "Do you feel a hand on?" No, not really. It's all right. The most famous person you will ever meet. You just missed. That's right. Yeah, I mean, guess what? Life goes on, but it was just like that was funny. That was, hope you all had a good conversation. Well, what's Bobby up to? He's the only one alive. He's the only one left. Yeah. Who'd have thought that equation? Man, we'd have all lost that bet right there. You're telling me, like, hey, these three people, which one's going to be the last survivor? You ain't pointing at Bobby. Bobby didn't look like he was going to make the week. All right. We're laughing because I just said, hey, did we press record on this one? Yeah. The things behind the scenes. There's not much behind the scene work here. Not a lot. A ton of prep work. Hey, but that time of the week, we press the button, see if any of this stuff stuck to tape. Kind of hope it did. Yes, where we have to tell you where to find us. Oh, let's see. Where can they find us, Juan? First of all, it's Dave and Juan at protonmail.com. We read them. We love them. Reach out, please. Whatever. Sometimes you read them comments. Here. Yeah, sometimes they'll make the air. So Dave and Juan at protonmail.com. Check us out on YouTube. Again, Dave and Juan, more time. You can just search Dave and Juan. Facebook. No, that is Facebook. I just said Facebook or whatever. Facebook and YouTube. Same name. Yeah. And then now this stuff. Right. Yeah, Apple. I'll blow it up there. Podcasts. Apple Podcasts. Stream that baby in your car when you're driving down the road, whatever you want, wherever you want. So check it out. Subscribe and wherever you listen. And our next podcast, we need to do this one, Dave and Juan, and then maybe we need to do a separate podcast on wiener spaghettis and bingo.
Bingo is
Those seem to be the topics people are really passionate about: wiener spaghettis and bingo. We'll work on that. In the future.
Maybe we can host a bingo and serve wiener spaghetti.
The first annual Dave and Juan Fest is going to have that. We will have wiener spaghettis and play bingo, and it's just going to be a blast.
Could be a cooking contest.
Make that happen. I'm thinking, we'll see if the Clarion full circle.
Not available the third weekend in July.
Full circle, man. We'll bump your reunion, man. Why we couldn't have the reunion? They had the Dave and Juan Fest. What's that?
Yeah, if we do it at the Clarion, there's a good chance we'll have a built-in audience because there'll be a class from Assumption High having a reunion there
you
for any given weekend.
Will any of them know you?
No, apparently not.
Apparently
from the response I'm getting from my own classmates.
Yeah, South Lafourche is hitting the podcast. We're still waiting on Assumption to jump in there. Man, we were closing.
I got like 2 thumbs up when I posted it on.
Yeah, we were closing. We were closing this. All right. Anyway, guys, this is fun. We do this for the giggles, and it's way more fun when you're here. And we thank you for being here. We hope you all have a fantastic week. And let's say maybe do it again next Monday.
Monday, 6:59, 7:01, somewhere within that range.
I'll be here. All right, man. Everybody have a fantastic week. Love you, bro. Bye.
Hey, back at you. Back. What the hell am I saying?
Got it.
Yeah.